Well, hi, Raccoons.
Hi.
Welcome to Reality TV Cringe, where we serve up all the trash that is fatty. I'm your host, Delia, and I'm here with my real tight homegirl, Beatrice.
Hi.
And we just watched together.
Yeah.
We reacted to
We did.
Season 5, Episode 1, Welcome to Plathville, entitled, Is This a Dagger Which I See?
What the heck?
Is that the dumbest title? Is that even
really
grammatically correct? Isn't it supposed to be, is this a dagger I see?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really clunky.
You can't ask me grammar shit, girl.
And that just sounds really bad.
It's really bad.
Perfect. We're also going to be talking about 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort. I mean, God forbid we do not talk about that. Now, we watched that before we reacted to Welcome to Plathville. By the way, if you want to see our reaction, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/realitytvcringe. It's the top tier, the Glitter Gates luxury landfill.
Yes.
They get all the video content. They get all the reactions. That's where you'll go to see that.
Yeah.
But before we get into everything we're going to be talking about tonight, and I have been drinking.
She's been drinking. I've been drinking.
Warn everybody. Mommy's a little tipsy. Before we get into that, just a disclaimer. I'm not your friend. I'm not here to fucking please you. I will say what is on my mind all day long.
Yeah.
This is not a politically correct podcast.
No, it's not.
So if you're sensitive, maybe you want to choose a different dumpster.
Get the fuck out of here.
All of life is a dumpster.
Yeah.
This happens to be the coolest dumpster with the
100%.
coolest raccoons. But if you're not down, if you're all uncool, beat it. Beat it. Thanks.
Yeah. Also, we have an Instagram at Reality TV Cringe.
Crazy.
At Reality TV Cringe. Go follow us there. Well, go follow me there because I'm the only one that
Yeah,
posts.
I don't care. I'm too old for that shit.
And then we also have a Patreon, like we already said, patreon.com/reality TV cringe. There's tons of bonus content up on there. So go support us there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, let's get into Welcome to Plathville. Now, this
Yes.
happens to be one of our favorite shows.
So great.
To
so
recap,
culty.
to watch. It's very culty. It's very fundamentalist Christian.
I love it.
Lots of lies beneath the surface. Most notably is the fact that Kim says she doesn't eat sugar.
Yeah.
Okay. Something in this family, one of these things is not like the other, and it happens to be Kim.
I'm telling you, it's the booze too. She's drinking a lot.
Boozing and she's eating.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jesus told her to do that. I don't think Jesus died for that, Kim.
Well, Jesus died for our sins, Delia.
And she's sinning.
And yeah, she's sinning a lot.
She is sinning. Anyway, so we catch up with the Plath kids. That again, we love this show.
Yes, we
and we're essentially caught up with everything that is going on in their lives, starting with Ethan and Olivia, who are traveling the world, honey.
Oh my God, they're spending like months, 2 months in Europe.
Must be nice.
I mean, God, it must be nice with all that TLC money.
And that TLC check's treating you good, huh?
They spent a month in fucking Paris.
Yep.
Like, why would you spend it there? Sorry.
The food.
I mean,
the
I
bread,
guess,
the wine,
but aren't
the
they rioting
cheese,
right now?
The art, they're always rioting.
I mean, geez.
They're always protesting and rioting. It's France.
My sister lived in France for a year, and she said Paris was a shithole.
Okay. Well, I've heard a lot of people on Reddit
say
that if there's one city you don't want to go to, first of all, it's Cairo.
Yeah.
Second is Paris.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I have no desire. So
Nope.
it's fine with me. But they also went to England.
Yeah. Then they did like some biking and stuff. And,
Scotland.
Yeah.
That seemed fun.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
They're working on their marriage.
Yeah, I guess.
Their marriage has been under attack by all of Olivia's horseshit.
Yeah.
So another disclaimer has to be issued because I know there are a lot of people out there, especially on the Reddits,
I know.
that absolutely stan Olivia.
I don't get it. I can't relate.
I want to stan Olivia because first and foremost, she's so pretty.
She's beautiful, but I hate her.
Aesthetically, she's gorgeous. And so you want the heart to be there too.
Yeah.
You want the heart to be at the same level as the beauty, but it's not.
It's definitely not.
I see right through her. Maybe it's because I'm older than you at 24 years old and you're at 21. Maybe I've been on the planet longer. Yeah. So I've seen more in my life, but I see right through her.
Oh, me too.
Super manipulative.
Total manipulative. Bitch.
And then there's Kim, and she's an absolute malignant narcissist.
Oh, totally.
Both of these things can be true. Kim can be a terrible, deplorable drunk, like myself tonight, like myself. And Olivia can be an absolute twat.
It's the tale of two narcs.
Yes.
In my opinion.
two battling narcs.
Yeah.
Who's going to win?
Yeah.
And it looks like it's not Olivia right now.
No.
Because Micah and Mariah are coming to the realization that maybe they've been influenced unduly by the terrible, witchy Olivia.
I'm so glad they're waking up to it because we've been seeing that. We've been doing the recaps of the earlier seasons. By the way, it's on Patreon.
Yeah.
Our Plathville recaps.
We're still doing it. Yeah,
we are still doing it. But we've been watching those earlier seasons and we've been clocking Olivia from the get-go.
Yeah, she's not as smart as she thinks that she is, but she is smarter than every other Plath.
Yes, 100%.
And so that's why she wields such power in this little town of Cairo.
Of course.
And now Tampa, Florida.
Yes.
But I think she's odious. I think she's awful. I do think she loves Ethan in a twisted, broken way. And I think Ethan, in a broken, conflict-averse, emotionally stunted, and handicapped way, also loves Olivia's boobs.
100 and her booty.
And her punani.
Yeah.
He loves everything that comes along with Olivia. She is a hottie.
Totally out of his league, dude.
And so he's okay with setting aside what his heart is telling him, which is he's married to a witch.
100%. But he also had a mom who is a malignant narc. So, of course, he jumps into the first relationship he can, and it's with another narc.
He doesn't know it. He's so innocent.
He's so innocent. But you hate him.
I hate him.
Don't act like you were
I hate him.
for him.
I think as a youngster, as a teenager, as a Johnny Appleseed, he's a lot like Micah at 18 and 19 working at the farmer's market.
Yeah.
He's got a good heart. He's guileless. But by now, what are we talking? 23, 24?
Yeah.
You've seen enough to make your own decisions about what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah.
And he has made some wrong decisions. And he does not make the choice to better himself at all. Like he's not in therapy to learn how to talk with his big boy words.
Yeah.
Open your mouth and say a word, Ethan.
Come on.
He doesn't know how to emotionally navigate a conversation with his wife.
Without getting red in the face.
Correct. It's all just tomato red and he's about to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to approach what's going on in his family. I think he wants to be close to his family.
Yeah.
But he knows that if he's close to his family, his wife's going to be mad.
Exactly.
And instead of learning how and amassing the tools to figure out how to deal with that, he just works on cars.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't talk to me.
He just
None
doesn't
of you
want to
talk
deal with it. He's so conflict averse that he's like, I'm going to deal with it. It's fine. Because at least Olivia's still begging me.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is, really.
He's not dealing with it though.
No.
He's going to Europe with Olivia.
Yeah.
And they are working on their marriage.
Working on their marriage.
And Olivia is saying things like, well, in Europe where there's no siblings and family, we get along great. There's no drama at all.
There's nobody to influence our marriage and stick their nose in it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Nobody's involved in your marriage but you. She's so stupid.
She's
stand
toxic.
her, dude.
She's super toxic.
I hate
and I'm just
her.
calling it out. And so if you hate me for that, I'm sorry. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
She's toxic as fuck.
Toxic AF.
Then we go to Los Angeles where the very handsome
Oh my God.
Micah.
Dancing around in his
I love
fucking
your little
apartment.
Your little tongue, do it again.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
very handsome.
I mean, yeah.
He's dancing around. He's sweet.
The dancing in the apartment though was hella cringe, dude. I didn't want to see that in his boxers.
I'm sure the producers put him up to it.
Oh, for sure.
He is too young to know
Yeah.
that comes from Risky Business.
Yes.
Which is a movie from the 80s. Are you acting
I've
like
seen
you know
that
what I'm talking
movie.
about? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
With
I
Tom
ain't
Cruise?
No dummy.
Okay, well, he's acting like he knows what the movie is.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know what the
No,
movie
he doesn't
is.
know the movie. Yeah.
But he's living in his own pad.
Yeah.
He's not dating or anything. And he's modeling, but it's like
It's
freelancing.
a freelance job.
Meaning he's not modeling a lot. And so TLC is paying his bills and
Of
paying
course.
him for his new beautiful apartment.
Yeah.
He does happen to be going to Miami
Mm-hmm.
on another modeling gig, and just so happens he's going to be able to get together with Mariah and have a conversation with her and his parents. And this is where we get into the credit card stuff.
Yes. I can't wait to get into that later in the episode when they have the sit down conversation. But Micah introduces it and says that Olivia's been talking shit.
What?
She's been talking shit about my mama on TV, spreading lies because Kim had stolen Ethan's credit cards and has been charging him up with her own bullshit.
Yes, and then
And not paying
Olivia
him
found
back.
out
Mhm.
and she changed the password.
Yeah.
Kim came to her and said, give me that goddamn password.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia said, no, bitch. And then they fought.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first big falling out that they had. And so Micah references this and talks about how Olivia brought it up on national television that Kim's a fucking thief.
Yeah.
And that this is a lie. And this is where he talks about the MLM.
Yeah. He says what it actually was a multi-level marketing company.
Which is bad.
It's a scheme. It's a pyramid scheme.
It's terrible.
But apparently Ethan and Kim were involved in it together. It was a business agreement. And Ethan was receiving a regular paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was fine. So Olivia took that as a negative thing and blew it out of proportion. And that's why she lied on national television. And Micah is not down for that. He was actually quite pissed about it in this episode. And I guess him and Mariah and the other siblings later released a statement on social media defending Kim about it.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
It is interesting. And as Micah's talking about the MLM, it feels energetically to this fake psychic like it's possible. Like maybe they got into an MLM, something like essential oils. We were talking in the reaction, like what kind of MLM would it be?
Yeah,
something crunchy that Kim would be into. And I could see that Kim would rope Ethan into some sort of a business venture like that.
Sure.
And that Olivia would come across it and see that they shared a credit card or that she had access to his business credit card and she was in control of it and make a big deal out of that. But I could also see a world where Kim is totally taking advantage of Ethan.
Yeah.
He's got a credit card that he's taken out on his own and she's charging up all kinds of shit. But why would she need to? These people are really wealthy.
Exactly.
When you look at the Plath farm, when you look at the dance studio, when you look at all the rental properties, when you look at the apartment that Kim is currently living in, why would they need to steal money from Ethan?
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense unless she was using his credit card to buy her booze.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I mean, that could be a scenario, but I can also see Olivia just lying about it and just blowing it out of proportion because that's what she thinks it was.
Right.
But it wasn't actually that. She's missing a lot of the context because she doesn't like Kim. She doesn't like Kim. She's never liked her. She's never liked the Plaths because they remind her so much of her own family.
Right.
So I think she's got some bad intentions.
I think she has some bias. And I think Kim has some sus behavior. And I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. I don't trust either of them.
Nope.
Then we get to Mariah. And Mariah also has her own apartment. So those teal chicks are good.
Yeah.
And she's super happy. She has a dog named Blackjack. He's a Doberman.
I know, he's a big boy.
Super cute. Almost weighs as much as her.
Yeah.
She's very thin.
She needs to eat a
She's
cheeseburger.
really thin. I don't want to like comment on her body because I think she's always been very thin, but she's very thin.
I know. I'm like,
and she looks like a vampire.
I know.
The clothes that she wears are all black and then this red fucking lip and this white hair. I'm like, Jesus Christ, interview with a vampire.
But that's her aesthetic because you could see in her little loft apartment it was all black and red.
It was.
I'm like, there's not a lot of stuff in there.
No, there isn't. So she has moved the fuck out of Ethan and Olivia's dump of a house.
Props.
In Tampa, Florida. And she's pissed off. She's pissed off because Olivia has said on national television that her mother is a credit card thief and she's just over it. Because if you recall, Raccoons, last season, Olivia was pulling some horse shit. She was
so much horse shit.
Not showing up at the gravesite of Joshua, their deceased brother. They were going to Jamaica and she was making a stink about the family.
Yeah.
They went to the river and she made another stink about the family and made it hard for everybody to try to come together during this difficult divorce. She was pulling mad shenanigans. And Mariah, in all her vampiric beauty, is over it.
Oh, she's so over it. And she says that Olivia was taking parts of that story and only giving half of the truth on TV. Right. So I'm like, okay, so maybe part of what Olivia was saying is true, but it's missing context. Interesting. And then Mariah says that she doesn't feel guilty for saying this, but she's straight up done with Olivia. She's like, I love you, but I wish you the best, but I'm done with you. Like, we were friends for a while and it's done.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, props, girl.
Yeah, go no
I
contact.
love that.
You don't need to be around toxic people in your life, Raccoons. Now, Mariah also said that she reached out to Ethan and Olivia while they were gallivanting around Europe to talk to them about moving out.
Yeah.
But they never returned her calls. They left her
Yeah.
on red. And so she's like, okay, just peace out. I'm getting out of here.
I'm going to leave.
And so she does.
And she leaves before they even come back. And later it's revealed from Ethan that I guess she told them she would stay for a couple of weeks after they got back, but she just decided to peace out.
Like, why would you though?
I
Like,
mean-
you hate this bitch who outed your mom as a credit card thief and you believe that your mom didn't do that.
Yep.
Why would you stay there to have some awkward turtle conversation night after night with this malignant narcissist who's just like your mom
Exactly. I would be,
and your dumb brother who doesn't do the right thing?
and he doesn't stand up for you at all because he's backing up Olivia because of her pussy.
And he doesn't stand up for himself.
No.
He doesn't stand up for anything.
No.
He's so frustrating.
Yeah.
All right, next we go to Kim.
Yeah.
Kim is now living in that apartment above the dance studio. And by the way, this is a tricked out, beautiful
huge.
apartment. Again, speaking to how much money the Plaths actually have. I want to know what Daddy Barry does.
I know. Well, he's a transportation
What
something.
does that mean?
I don't know what that
He's a
means
trucker?
at all.
What
I don't
does
know.
that mean? He's
I don't
making
know.
money. That's all I know. And also TLC, obviously. But it's only been 5 seasons. It's not like it's the
Well,
Browns,
they had their rental properties as well, so they were making money from that before.
I guess.
But I'm just like, how do you have that much
That's
money?
a beautiful apartment. I would love to be single
I know.
and in an apartment like that. So
Right?
she's doing quite well.
Yeah.
And she and Barry, I guess, are doing okay. She expected Barry to leave the family farm, but he said no.
Karma.
And I was like, yes,
I
bitch.
love that.
And so then she had to relocate into the apartment. And Barry is at home with the family,
You know,
which I love.
I just can't believe she assumed that she would get to have the fucking house and all that shit. Well, I did all the parenting for all of our children, so why can't I get to keep the house? Why can't Barry move out? Bitch, you're the one that wants to leave.
That's right.
You're the one that wants to divorce. So yeah, you should be the one to leave.
You are initiating this entire process. And wasn't it Mercy or one of the little kids who said, why should Daddy have to leave?
Yes.
Last season.
So good.
Foreshadowing. We love a psychic child.
Yes.
So she's seeing the kids. She says it's halftime. Sometimes they spend the night at the apartment. Sometimes they go back. And I'm like, I smell maybe 10% of the time.
Oh, for sure. Well,
I don't think the kids are over there a lot.
and I guess they come over for schooling. So maybe she offers for them to stay the night, but then they're like, no, I'd rather go home. I'd rather be home with Dad.
Why is Barry still sending his children to be schooled by Kim? It has already been established that she didn't get her children to the necessary standards that they could even pass a GED.
Right. Well, but he's working though.
But you're the dad, though. And
Yeah.
and both of these, Ethan said and Micah said, like, you could have taught us more.
Right.
You could have done a better job. Like, I was very ill-equipped to be in the world as an adult. And Barry still isn't doing anything. He's still sending his kids to Kim's apartment for schooling.
That's a
that
good point.
drunk bitch.
I know. That's a really good point. I don't
What?
know why he's doing that.
I'm confounded.
I know.
Next, we go back to Gay Paris.
Yeah.
And we have Ethan and Olivia in a Paris cafe ordering breakfast.
Croissant.
And they are talking about all of the family problems.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan is going to be returning to the States a week early.
Which is weird.
Well, yeah, I guess that Olivia has a friend somewhere in Europe
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to be meeting up with that friend. Does he have a dick?
I know. I'm like, does that friend have a
Does your
dick?
friend have a dick, Olivia? Because I'm sniffing out some suspicious activity.
Kind of sus to me.
And so she's going to be going to the Netherlands with her friend, and Ethan is going to be coming back to the States to hopefully iron out the problems.
all the dramas
Yes.
with Mariah, because I guess they know that she moved out, or they know that, no, they don't know that she's moved out yet. But they know that there's issues
well,
because
they've
of
made
the
the
social
post
media.
on Instagram,
Yeah.
right? So they know that shots have been fired, and so they're getting really upset. Ethan doesn't understand why Micah and Mariah and Isaac and Lydia made this Instagram post because, you know, just because they're upset doesn't mean that they should take it public. But I'm like, my guy, your
Olivia
wife
did it
sat on
first.
national television and called your mom a credit card thief. She was the first one who fired the shots. And so Micah and Mariah and everybody else are responding to that. So let's not pretend
Yeah,
that they're doing this out of the blue.
right. They're framing it this way because they believe what Olivia said was true. And even at this Paris coffee, Olivia's like, well, I know what I said was true, and you know what I said was true. So I just need that to be established, Ethan. She says that to him.
Meaning, go back home with this message and establish this with your family.
And for the world.
And for the world, yeah.
To clear
He's
my
not going
name.
to.
No.
This is my prediction. He's not going to.
Totally not.
He doesn't even want to deal with it. He's like, I wish they wouldn't have said anything. I wish I could just put my head in the sand like some dumb turtle and pretend that none of this is happening.
Well, and he says, isn't it this scene where he says, we ironed it all out? Like me, my mom, and Olivia all ironed this out to a point where we felt like it was resolved and everything was good.
Yes.
And then this came out. So I'm like, okay, Ethan, connect the fucking dots. If you guys resolved it, why would your wife bring it up on national TV knowing it would cause a shit stir?
Right.
He's like so hypnotized by her siren song.
You are exactly right. And we talked about this during the reaction. So if Kim made amends, if Kim did for some reason handle the bookkeeping incorrectly or spend money that she shouldn't have, but then came to you, sat down with you, you guys had a conversation and resolved and healed a sensitive family matter, why then would Olivia put herself on national television on TLC and call her a thief?
I mean, really?
I mean, even if she was a thief, but you resolved it and you fixed it and she said, I'm sorry, because he's like, we made amends, we fixed it. Even if she did something wrong, why would you do that except to start some drama?
Exactly.
I'm not saying Kim's right.
No,
please.
yeah.
I'm not saying that at all.
We're not pro Kim at all.
But Olivia's not right for doing that.
No, she's not at all. And she knows that would have caused a problem, especially if what Mariah is saying is true, that she only gave half of the story or part of the story. She's not giving full context on purpose. She left out that part in season 4 about how they made amends and that Kim apologized for it. So
because she is on a campaign to paint Kim in particular, but also Barry as the worst parents in America.
Exactly.
That's her agenda.
Yep.
And nobody can tell me any different.
Nope. It's clear as day.
Okay, so before we get to Ethan arriving back at his little dump of a house in Tampa, Florida, we do have the scene with Barry and his kids over dinner, and Barry has prepared a pot roast or something, and all of the kids are talking about how he's going to the gym.
Yeah.
And then we have that very creepy footage.
Dude.
I mean, we saw a sneak peek before this even aired, and I'm like, that's fucking creepy.
Hella creepy.
But it was not nearly as creepy as seeing like a full-length scene of him doing all of these exercises, staring at himself in a mirror with the weirdest fucking face.
It's so
Barry,
fucking
what are you
weird.
doing? Don't you see yourself in the mirror?
Why are you staring at yourself that intently and that intense?
I'm
just like, whoa, dude.
That was funny.
But he's jacked.
And I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
And I can see how throwing yourself into exercise does help you not to be depressed, because he said like my 25-year marriage just went kaput, and I could feel that depression was on the other side of that. So instead of sinking into that, I went to the gym with Micah, and he went to the gym like 4 or 5 times a week. Isaac says that his friends see him all the time and that his dad is fucking jacked, and he seems happy.
Yeah, he seems like he's doing good and it's therapeutic for him. So I'm happy for that. And you can tell that it is actually affecting him somewhere deep in the compartments of his mind.
Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, bop, boop,
that he's actually pretty sad about it. I mean, why? I mean, of course you would be. This is the woman that you built your whole life with, your whole family with, that just wants to leave you for like your realtor, probably. That's what I think.
He's the realtor?
I think it's that realtor that we met.
I don't think it's the same guy.
It
In
kind of looks
fact,
like it.
I was on the Reddits and in the Welcome to Plathville subreddit, and they were posting old posts from his Facebook, and they were really effing racist.
The
like
realtor?
A lot of, well, not the realtor, like Ken Palmer, whoever she's actually dating.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the realtor. I don't think it is.
Oh.
But he's posting on Facebook like a boomer, and like these really overtly racist posts. He seems like a terrible person.
Whoa.
Just from what the sleuths on Reddit have found.
Well, Kim's terrible too. So, I mean, it's
That's
a
true.
perfect a match made in heaven.
Birds of a feather, baby.
Yeah.
And there was a sweet moment where Lydia was saying that this is a really hard time for the entire family. Again, a 25-year marriage and an entire family system being destroyed by the narcissist that is Kim.
Yeah.
But because Barry is so steady and stable and taking care of himself and showing up to parent, it's making it easier on all the children.
Yeah, that was kind of sweet. Although Lydia did kind of say something weird right there where she was like, when the head of the household is doing well, it's like, okay.
Okay, Jesus lives. We get
Jeez.
it. Jesus saves. We understand that that's where you're going with it. Okay, then we get to Ethan coming back from Europe. He arrives back in Tampa, Florida. He walks into his little dump of a house.
Dump.
And guess what? Mariah's gone. She's left a note.
Yep.
Is it song lyrics, do you think? Do you think she was practicing on her guitar as she was writing that note? Okay. Is it going to be released, you think, on SoundCloud later this year? Okay. So he discovers that Mariah has absconded as she's left in the dark of night. He checks her room and is shocked that it's clean.
Yeah, it's
because
spotless.
she's such a dirty little rat.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Dirty little rat. And he's disappointed. He's like, I thought she would be here, like you said, for 2 weeks. I thought maybe we could talk. I thought maybe we could work this out. But secretly, I'm so happy she's not here.
I mean, yeah.
So I can just pretend that nothing's happening and work on my cars.
Of course. He doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to have the conflict.
No.
Oh, he's so funny like that. He's like, I wish I could have talked to her.
I think he'd
No,
been
you don't.
broken.
Well, yeah.
Fundamentally broken inside.
Yeah. And funny.
Yes. Nathan comes home, who is Olivia's brother.
He's a string bean.
He's a strange young man. Ooh, you're a little weird.
He's so fucking tall and he has such a
very
soft
shy,
voice.
He's introverted. Like you're 6'7" and very introverted, which is fine.
It's
I'm not
cool.
judging you.
I am.
I'm not trying to be rude. But he's like, yeah, she just bounced. And I came home, half her shit was packed. The other half was in a moving truck. And she left. She didn't say goodbye. She texted me and she's been gone.
Didn't he tell Olivia though while they were in Europe? Like,
I guarantee.
Why are you acting like, oh, I don't know. I just didn't know she left.
He is Olivia's co-conspirator.
For sure.
He was down at the river with Olivia, pretending to be so upset at all the Plaths, trying to be a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he told them. So this is probably a produced scene.
It's gotta be. But he talks about his motorcycle that he bought and he wants Ethan to ride motorcycles with him.
Yeah,
I guess.
it looks like a Goldwing. I don't know. Was it a Goldwing?
It looked like an old person
It did
motorcycle.
look like an old, like former vet from Vietnam.
Yes. It had a two-seater
I
too.
think it's a Goldwing or something. It's not the most sexy motorcycle, but you do you, Nathan.
I'm
we
like,
just
you're
want
like-
you to be happy.
You're like 19. Like, why wouldn't you get a cool
Why are you
Yamaha or
getting
something?
a Goldwing. Jesus crackers.
Embarrassing.
So they go for a bike ride, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
We also learn, though, in this scene that Ethan and Olivia have talked, and Ethan has decided that he has to go to Cairo for 2.5 months.
Yeah, to work on his cars.
On his own, to work on his cars and get everything taken care of before they relocate to Minnesota.
Yeah, because they want to move there. So we thought when we were theorizing in season 4 and even in our recaps and stuff, because we've been seeing on Instagram that they've been in Minnesota, we thought the whole family moved up there. So it's just Ethan and Olivia. And I guess Ethan wants to be closer to his grandparents, but doesn't Olivia have family up in Minnesota?
Yes, Olivia's sister, Olivia's family is in Minnesota. So yeah, but I did hear that Barry had relocated too, but I guess that's wrong. And I was wondering, like, how are you co-parenting? How does visitation work if you're moving to Minnesota? So must be that he doesn't go to Minnesota.
Yeah, maybe because of the little kids.
Why does Ethan have to move to Cairo for 2.5 months to work on his dumb old cars in order to go to Minnesota?
Well, because he has to work on them there at his shop in Cairo. Duh.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Well, because he probably doesn't want to be around.
Why?
He doesn't want to be around Olivia.
But I mean, I don't understand.
Well,
he doesn't have a job. He
Yeah.
thinks this is his job to go and take care of his old cars to do what? To then sell them? Why don't you just junk them and go to Minnesota and spend time with your wife and work on your relationship?
Well, this is Ethan Plath we're talking about, and he's like borderline sexually attracted to his own cars. Like he's like so obsessed with them. He's like that guy on My Strange Addiction. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I now know, and I'm
That's
very
probably
upset
what it
that I know
is.
what you're talking about. Jesus crackers, yeah.
That's probably what it is. And I mean, I wouldn't want to be around Olivia too for 2 months of her just whining and crying about everything.
But they just got back from Europe and had a wonderful time. It's just kind of weird to me that your excuse is that you have to work on your cars. Bring your cars down to fucking Tampa.
He can't.
Put them in a garage. Why?
He can't because there's no space for them.
I just don't understand. This just doesn't make any sense. It feels like maybe it's a production work so that he is closer to his family, which he's ultimately very afraid of.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to be faced with dealing with what's going on in the Plath family. I don't know, but it just doesn't seem to necessitate being away from your spouse for 2.5 months.
That's fair.
Next, we have the scene with Mariah and Micah and Barry and Kim. Maybe this is a good place to take a little bit of a breaky poo.
Yeah.
And then come back and talk about the rest of Plathville and also 90 Day Fiance, The Last
that
Resort.
trash heap.
If you guys want to hear the entire episode, all you have to do is search for Reality TV Cringe on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe and to follow. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you want to see this full video version of the pod, uncensored and unhinged,
Uncensored.
go to our Patreon, patreon.com/realitytvcringe.